Hey, I'm Chris, this is Margie. We are in Carmel, Indiana, and we are heading, I hope it's not jumping up for you, but it probably is since we're walking. We're heading to the Miniature House Museum here in Carmel, and it's just right up here. We're just making our way up there, and we're gonna go in and take a look, so stick with us. We're in the Miniature House Museum with Margie.
This is Queen Mary's dollhouse.
Oh, wow.
So this must be it, and then these are the rooms.
Right. The Treasure House of Britain.
Okay, so she's gonna start up here.
Did we want to go this way and then work our way through? So let's see what we got over here.
Every room leads to a decade.
Look.
So, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before though, somewhere.
So is this whole thing?
They're just miniatures.
I know, but is it all Disney? Because there's Disney there.
Is there Disney? There's more of the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. There's Alice, is next, and then Peter Pan. Or no.
There's Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, but there's no Pinocchio with them. There's Gideon and, what's it?
Is it Honest John?
Honest John, yes.
It's kind of hard to see their little.
This is, there's a miniature of Wizard of Oz. They've got the miniature shoe collection up here.
These shoes are a small portion of a collection from the estate of Alfred and Ruth. I don't know how to say that last name. What started out as one shoe from an auction for Ruth turned into a collection of over 700.
So we've got, we got this little 1/4 garden scale end clock. Oh wow. So just different like little clocks.
A little hand mixer or a
what's that? Oh yeah.
mixer.
Coffee maker and all different kinds of stuff. This looks like almost like little
Kinder eggs donated by Reverend James.
So that's what it is the stuff you would get
that's
out.
That's what it said. Kinder eggs donated
or
by.
that's
so
this down here.
These are the goose egg right there.
Oh, the goose egg.
I don't know. But Kinder eggs have been sold all over Europe and Canada since 1972.
So that's what these. So this is the
chocolate egg and a plastic egg containing a toy surprise. It was the toy considered a choking hazard that caused the U.S. to ban the sale of Kinder eggs for decades. But Americans clamored for them.
Look at these beautiful places that have been donated to the museum. They're like little dolls, and you got like a little, I don't know, is that a sofa or like a fancy bed or why did I say bed? Then down below we got some stuff like, looks like almost like carvings, don't they? It says soapstone, stone, and antler carvings by Inuit artists. Then we got, this is a 1/4 of Kentucky house. Just says Kentucky, but and they have a gazebo, and then just a small house next to it. What do you think I have here, Margie? Smallest of the small, 1/2 and 1/4. Wow, look how small the bookcase and the piano is. And then down below, it's like washing machines and different kitchen items, and oh, look at those old figures. You know what I mean? And then they just have, looks like some baby stuff, and looks like playground equipment. And so this is the Mirabella Collection. The furniture is made by the Ideal Toy Corporation. The dolls and playground furniture are by Renewal Ideal. Only made the furniture 3/4 to 1 inch. This is, were these like made? Did you say they were made by Native Americans? Or?
No, it says right here.
But they are.
I don't know how to say it. Kachina dolls. The Hopi are communal farming people who reside on
the Hopi Indians?
On or near 3 mesas in the northeastern Arizona. The word Kachina, that's how you say it, Kachina, has long been used by outsiders to refer to any of the hundreds of spiritual beings central to Hopi religious life, as well as to the dolls handcrafted by the Hopi.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
Look how little those are, too.
This case and most of the Kachins were donated by Lou Rice.
Oh, wow.
And the designated Kachins were donated by Vivian Barnes.
And these are they have a snake dancer, a falcon. Those are small.
An ogre.
But these are like really tiny.
I can't imagine making something so little.
So they have a hand-on room box.
Use gentle hands to open the drawers, fill the upholstery, and get up close look at miniature room box. As you explore this room, name the different materials you fill. The furniture is secure, but please be gentle with the piece so everyone can enjoy this experience.
It says, please do not touch. Oh, please do touch. Oh, okay. I thought it said do not. I'm not used to seeing signs that say do.
It's so small, though, like...
Right.
Oh, it's like velvet. Oh, this rug is... oh, no, that's different.
Alright, over here, this really didn't see much information for these. They just look like different dolls.
If you would like more hands-on, visit room 5.
Is that right? Hear me? Didn't really have much information about these. So they do have an audio tour, which we chose not to do that because obviously. But just different little dolls. But in this next part of the cabinet, we have, that's right, fighter planes. This is a P-40 Warhawk. And manufacturer is Curtiss. An air intake vent under the propeller gives this plane extra room for nose art. So, and as you can see, they have the different kinds of nose art that went on this plane there, but this plane has that nose art. They have a VV MiG-15, which a MiG isn't a U.S. plane. It's more of a Soviet era plane. I think they still use MiG, and it does say Soviet MiG-15. Here we have what's called the RAF Mosquito, known as the Wooden Wonder. The speedy British fighter made the most limit resources to deliver a versatile of delicate planes during World War II. These two models demonstrated the varied roles this plane filled, including a fast bomber or a nighttime fighter plane. So you can see there's another one back here in the background where it's got the bombing bay open. And then we have a RAF Typhoon right here. The cheeky and, I don't know how you say that word, humor of wartime Britain can see on the nose art of this Royal Air Base plane reading, if this engine catches fire on starting, don't just wave your arms at the pilot, try putting the bloody thing out as well. Down here, this would be a Japanese plane because it's a Zero made by Mitsubishi. I did not know Mitsubishi made the Japanese planes for World War II. The famed and feared fighter is one of the most recognizable airplanes of all time and served as the backbone of the Imperial Japanese Navy with over 10,000 planes produced from 1939 to 1945. Here we go. United States Naval aquatic planes. So you got one that actually looks like it would land in water. It looks like maybe they both would land in water, but it looks like one could land on a deck. But aquatic planes such as these are launched from aircraft carriers through a catapult system, giving them an extra boost down the short runway of the ship. These two World War II fighters worked together with the Kingfish, observing the battlefield to give information to the Wildcat. The flotation devices allowed these metal planes to land on water without sinking and allowed the Kingfisher to relaunch from the sea. So those are the miniature planes they have. And then this is, so far I've seen this looks so interesting. And Margie just read about this before we started recording about a person.
It's called the Wee Force Folk.
Yes. And it looks like most of them are mice. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of almost getting.
You show the pictures of them up here.
Right.
What they really look like. They're cute.
Yeah.
And the Annette Peterson.
Yeah.
Is the founder of the We Forest Folk.
Right.
Started June 13th, 1919, and then I'm assuming it ended in June 8th, 2022.
Right.
After college, both of her children in the late 70s both joined their mother's enterprise. And it says the next generation had begun, and all three family members have their own style as sculptors.
Oh, wow. So,
but they're very supportive of each other's creative endeavors. So,
being these are mice, you know what they give me a feeling of? Remember the movie
Dinner for Schmucks?
Dinner for Schmucks, yes. Where he did the dioramas with the... Okay. So over here we have Mom and Dad's Parlor. The framed photograph hanging on the wall of the Judy's mother and father. Oh wow. They got more kitchen items here. Patchwork bedroom. So obviously you can see everything here. And then down below, a girl and boy's bedroom. So there's a little reflection in the glass, so it's a little hard to see. It's not lit up. But that's the first room so far. We covered everything in here. We walked into this room and you can see all the miniatures they have through here. But the one thing that caught my eye, and Margie's looking at the one here. I didn't see the one down below, but the jungle room. So I think it's neat. They got different stuff on there, jungle-wise, and they got a chimpanzee sitting there in a chair, and it looks like he's got his children. Oh no, Margie.
You didn't charge it all the way here.
I had it plugged in.
You unplugged it.
But looks like he's got his chimpanzees that are sitting there at the bottom. Little children. They got a bad kitty. Bad kitty. They got dogs. Spanish colonial. All different kinds of just little stuff. This, what I thought was neat, was the Mouse Merry Christmas. Once again, miniature mice. Well, I don't know if you could say mice are miniature. But, and then they've got, it looks like different colonial rooms, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Hard to see back in here because they've got a dining room, and then down below it's a Civil War country scene. And then of course there's this house you'll see is later, but then they have this miniature house here. And if you see on the back up here would be the plates that fill in where the house opens up. So I'm taking a guess in the back there's probably more areas. I don't know on the side. So you can see inside the house they actually have lights, little candles that light up. And then it looks like a small dollhouse down below. Alright, so we're in room number 4 and we have a little miniature made out of a flower pot. So this looks pretty neat. We've got, this is made out of, is it made out of cards? That's what it looks like. It's made out of playing cards. Almost. Then you got a miniature here that's made out of an Ajax box, showing a kitchen inside. I think this is a, I don't know if it's a makeup bag or, but it says Painter Man, Restaurant of San Francisco. Looks like a menu behind it. And then they used one of those hollow boxes that look like a book sitting on your table and put like a photo studio inside of it. So as you can see, there's other miniature houses here. Geranium Cottage. Down here, a Cuba from 1950, different miniatures. Showing like Cuba lifestyle, 1950s. Some more miniature house areas. Some different miniature houses. This is actually made out of an old computer monitor, study in a computer. Alright, more different areas. The Stevens room, blue plate. This down here is a kitchen and an oven. So, pretty neat. They got a closet museum of Chinese mud figures. A copper room. And then the Phantom of the Opera.
This was really cool.
And this is inside. It looks like an old radio or something like that, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it is. It's an old radio.
This is the United Kingdom crown jewels. So the Scottish crown, Queen Elizabeth's crown, Princess Diana's tiara, and Prince Charles's crown.
Oh, wow.
And then the coronation set.
Oh, wow.
Kinda
and then
cool.
down below you have, it's almost like, it says the tower. And it's got a lot to do with
It looks like
medieval knights and everything like that.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah. We're in room 3, and they have a dining room here, which looks like it was built into something. Not sure what it is. 1920s bedroom. And then they have a scene from a golden book called The 12 Dances of Princesses. We're gonna move on over. And this is a museum in a miniature. So as you can see, it looks pretty neat. All the different workings. And this is a large piece.
Very.
So. Like
They have
that.
stuff down there too. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, and then there's this is kind of a museum miniature as well. Now, the one thing Marty and I seen that we thought, they have this large house over here, but this is a Lego Botanical Collection. So all the stuff, the flower
This is so cool.
bouquet, the roses and tulips and sunflowers, this is all made out of Legos.
This is my favorite though, right here.
And then we have an orchid, which is funny because I don't understand why they're talking about the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. It says the upside down. They got just little nice little pieces.
This
But
one
this
right here, the
bonsai tree Margie was talking about. So if you look closely, those are pink frogs on there.
Yes, he used 100 pink frogs as the. It's amazing. It's just.
So they got one of the pink frogs down here on the table, and if you really wouldn't have read it, you wouldn't have noticed those were pink frogs on there.
I love this centerpiece
Yes.
too.
They got this, what is it, dried flower centerpiece made out of Legos, succulents, and birds of paradise.
This is amazing. I love it.
All Legos.
They're made by Chris McVeigh.
Yeah. Are they all by Chris McVeigh?
Those two are. That one's loaned by Diego.
Yes. So is this one over here. The ones with the frogs.
That one's by Mike Pisaki.
Oh, that's what it is. So it says the smaller flowers in this build are reprintings of a headpiece for the Demogorgon monster from the 2019 Stranger Things. So that's why they got the Demogorgon on there. Okay, so they have, we've seen this, it's a 3-wing conservatory, but this is like a botanical garden. It's miniature with a palm tree in the middle, different plants, different wicker pieces inside, and a phonograph. So one of the big pieces over here is this is Alicia Chateau, and there's a picture of the actual house that this is modeled after. But you can see there's the dining room. It looks like a study or in here or a library. Then you come in, you actually have a hanging light with like a Roman statue in the back. Not a Roman, but more Italian, like sculpture. And this looks like a music room or a living room. And then a bedroom up here. Over here we have a throne room bar seat setting, which this looks really neat. All the different stuff. Down below we just have some miniature houses, just really miniature. They got a lighthouse in there. And all different kinds of sorted houses through here. But the rest of the stuff is just a bunch of miniatures. They've got dolls and pictures and clocks, cameras.
Got some Disney stuff out here.
Okay. So just a lot of really unique miniatures in this place, as you can see. Right. So I think we're in the very front. We are in the very front of this. And they have all different kinds of stuff. They have this ship to shore, King of the Mississippi river boat, 1/4 scale lighthouse, the one that got away. This looks like a whaling with Monstro. It's Monstro, the whale. So
you see Geppetto in there?
Then we got just a lot of miniature lighthouses, which I think I've seen like these you can like actually buy.
The Mayflower's kind of cool.
Over here they have the Mayflower. So, and then they have, this is Noah's Ark.
That's pretty cool too.
Right. This is by Kathy Burke.
I love the little giraffe.
And then, the giraffe sticking his head out the port window. What do we have here? We got the eagle and the fishing shack. And looks like some carvings. There's of course, lighthouse ornaments.
The Hornet, U.S. aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
That would be huge in real life.
Right. Now see, one of our friends, Mike from Crazy Mike, he built a miniature PT boat from World War II. And I don't know if you know this, but the miniature PT boat, which this is not the break what I'm saying.
This is the Moonshiner's cabin.
Yeah, this is.
You want me to turn it?
Just real quick. So. Down below we have a winter camp scene. But what I was saying about Mike was he built a PT boat, and a PT boat from World War II was the kind of boat that our former president, John F. Kennedy, was the commander of. Italian wine tasting, fishing cottages. There's an attorney at law. Just have some large,
the yellow Georgian
miniatures. And just to think what it takes to make some of the small stuff that they put in these is just amazing with all the details and everything. But we also have 221B Baker Street, so that would be Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And they also have Sherlock Holmes's bedroom. So they do have a lot of stuff down on the bottom as well. There's a artist's room, 3 kids fishing, an apple tree.
The boys' dirty bathroom.
Right. We'll look at that here in a second. This is a mid-century modern house.
That's hilarious.
A conservatory, and this is what Margie was talking about, was the boys' dirty bathroom. And then this is a San Andreas
This is another one to
monastery.
Turn. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't turn. So.
Did you get the stuff up?
But one of the things you'll see is this here. This is the Addams family. They have a miniature here. I'm not going to show much of it. Maybe a little bit of it because I didn't catch all of it. But you should see parts of this in a short. But one of the other things Margie's seen, and you know, we see everything that has to do with this is a Chinese style sitting room built into some kind of a box. A Southwest collection down here. Now on over here, Margie had spotted this.
I'm just amazed that they're crocheted.
That we found a lot of Disney in this, but these little
Seven Dwarfs.
Cinderella and the Seven Dwarfs.
Cinderella.
I mean, Snow White are crocheted, and I mean, I don't know how. If Margie would just hold her finger up there so you can see how big they are. So yeah, for somebody to crochet those.
And then back there we found the Wizard of Oz.
So cargo, if you can get to work and see if you can do something like this if you're watching. But did you see the little Mickey
and Minnie?
No, up top with
right
the
there.
Planter's Peanut.
I see him now.
Yes. And then there's Alice and the White Rabbit.
Pinocchio's back there.
Yeah, Pinocchio's back here in the back.
And Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Yeah, and then you've got a music box with Mickey and Minnie on it. But this stuff is really neat. All just kinds of little miniatures all over. So we actually had a table like that, somewhat like that. But then of course up the top they have almost like a royalty kind of furniture with a Sir Joshua Reynolds, okay? And then of course they have this large house right here. And what I love is when they put lighting in it.
Like the little lamp that's lit up back there.
Yeah. And they got the stairway actually goes up. And what I love is when you find these where they actually have doors so you can actually get to different parts.
I don't know how they got the writing on there to say Johnson's baby powder so little. And A and D. Wait a minute. Like on the little boxes up there.
So Margie's talking about.
Back there. It says A and D. Wait a minute. Johnson's baby powder.
Right.
They're so little.
They got the Mother Goose, the real Mother Goose book there. And then they have a bedroom at the top that has a rocking horse and a clown lamp.
It's amazing.
But I think...
We have one more room.
Do we? All right, we're gonna go to the last room. We're in the last room. So they have this here. This is an 1861 house. So they don't have the back to you where you can see where it's opened up, but you can see the doilies as curtains. And you can see the staircase and up there. So there's a small area, a lot to see in here, but some of the stuff, I just want to show some stuff that we found was interesting, obviously. All kinds of amazing looking houses, miniature houses. So, but down here, we found the Mercury capsule, the Apollo 11 Lunar Lander, the Gemini capsule. So one of those guys would be Neil Armstrong. And this is the RK Soviet Lunar Lander. Now, this was actually built, but never made it to the moon. But down below, we found many brands. And over here, they have a Disney display with a Captain Marvel, Leia, and a Sleeping Beauty doll on here. But if you look over, they have other stuff as well, where they have a Cars. There's a Princess Leia with a Millennium Falcon behind her. There's back in the very back, I'm sorry, maybe I need to tilt that down. It's kind of hard to see because it's back behind everything. But then they have the little deli fresh and sushi and different kinds of stuff through here. And then over here, they have Lego Friends. So this is Aaliyah's room made out of Legos. And then they have the Forest Waterfall, also made out of Legos. And Autumn's house, also made out of Legos. So that's going to do it. That's the tour of the Miniature House Museum. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is one of our many adventures for this weekend. And seen a lot of neat stuff. And I think it's always so neat how we find Disney wherever we go.
Wherever we go.
So, but once again, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to catch you guys on the next adventure. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.